Welcome everyone once again to our YouTube channel, Save Green here. And today I'm going to show you how to save some green when it comes to replacing that cabin air filter. So you all know when you have gone to your dealer perhaps, or even for a regular standard oil change, wherever you may go, and they tell you need a cabin air filter, and usually the price is like outrageous. But from what I have seen from my experience, it's usually about 5 to 7 times of what the actual cabin air filter costs you. So today we're going to show you how to replace that on your own. Really, it's not much of a big deal. I mean, the biggest deal for us was just emptying out this glove compartment here. When you have a lot of paperwork and stuff in there, just empty it out, put it like in a plastic bag, and then get ready to do it. So the first thing we're going to need to do is, if you look over here, there's a pin, and what you need to do is you need to squeeze these two. Let me see if I can get close to it. There we go. You need to squeeze these two right here with a pair of pliers, and then this comes right out. So let's go ahead and do that first. So we're going to use these needle nose pliers, get them in there, and we're gonna basically squeeze that, and then that's gonna enable that part to just come out just like you saw it there. So once, it's very simple, you just have to squeeze this here like that, and once it's, you see that squeezing action happening, then you can just pull this out, and then you can actually push it back. So push it back out of the way just like so, and then what's going to happen on both of these sides, here and here, this is still, when you let it go, it's holding on right there, you can see. So we're going to push this side this way, and then the one over here we're going to push it that way. So I'm going to do one at a time. So I'm going to pop this one out, and I don't know if you can see or cannot see that it's popped out. So there, I got a light on it right now, and I think that's going to make it easier for you to see what's actually going on. But see, that falls into that notch there. So what I did is I popped it out over, and once that's out, you see how it's over the hole or over the notch. I'm going to do basically the same thing on this side. Might not be able to see it as well, but I'm going to do the same thing, and then this thing should just drop over. There we go. I think it's going to drop over. Let's see. There we go. There's this little padding, and that's on every single Hyundai Sonata. I don't know what it's there for, but it's got to be there for a reason. And then you will see this little drawer compartment. Let me get the light on there. And right there is where the filter sits. And then over on this side, right there, let me see if I can get a better light on it. There we go. Right there, there's a special release that you have to squeeze it down with your two fingers like this. So you're going to do this action, and then it'll just pop towards your way. You see that? So give you a better glimpse of it. All you do is squeeze it, and it comes off. And then on the other side, there's a part that connects it there. Real easy. Not hard at all. What you want to pay close attention to is that arrow is pointing downward. So the new filter is also going to have an arrow. That's just telling you which way the air is flowing. So from the outside, it's flowing this way into your cabin. So you want to make sure the new filter gets put in there the same way. So then just grab it with your fingers, and we will see how bad this filter is, and depends on where you live, it might be worse. We will see. Yeah, so it's pretty dirty. I've seen worse. I lived in the desert, but this is really dirty. In the desert, you'll get a lot of desert sand. But yeah, We just purchased this car pre-owned, and it needed to have the cabin air filter replaced. So we're going to go ahead and put the new one in there and show you guys that it's no problem at all. So what you want to pay close attention to is they're not perfectly square. So on the replacement filter, the part number and everything is on the side, whereas on the one we took out is right in the front. So you can easily get confused and think that you have to put it with the lettering facing you, kind of like this one came out. But if you do that, and I'll put them right on top of the other so you can see what's going on, they're not exactly the same size. So I have it on the edge here, and you can see there's a little bit of an overlap there, and then you can see in the back, the new one is longer, and that's because it actually has to go in this way with the lettering on the side versus on the front like the older one. So keep that in mind, because if you put it in wrong, you're going to think you got the wrong filter, but that's not the case. You can see that I stacked them right on top of each other, and they perfectly are the exact same size. So with that in mind, remember the letters are now going to be on the side, and the airflow, you want it to be facing the same way as the one you took out, arrow pointing downward, but it's going to go to the side. We're just going to tuck it in that slot. You might need to wiggle a little bit. It actually goes in there nicely. So there was nothing to that. And then you just want to make sure you put this part in there. Remember that little lip is going to go over it. And then on this side, the part that you had to squeeze is actually going to click in there. So once you hear that little click, you want to make sure it's in there nicely. And then the rest of this stuff goes in there, just snaps back in. You don't have to do anything special. And then the only thing you need to remember is this little part that you got out of here. Don't forget to put it in there. It might make that sound, that clicking sound. Once that's in there, you just want to close it. Just to make sure it closes. So it's done real easy. Again, we spent about 11-12 bucks for that filter, and at the dealership they wanted, I think, $75. Oil change places might charge like $55, but it's still a lot of money. If you can do it yourself, save yourself a good dinner and take your loved one out to dinner. Until next time, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel. We will post a link in the description where you can just click on the link and get the part. And boy, this thing was dirty. Like I said, I've been in the desert before, and there's a lot of sand, but there's a lot of dust from that previous owner. So we'll see you next time. Thank you for subscribing.